Hey guys, this is Justin Incredible and you're watching Pro Wrestling 101. I want to talk about heels and baby faces. And in this day and age in wrestling, especially in WWE, you don't get as clear a cut as you used to maybe 10, 15 years ago. A lot of guys are in between. And, I want to talk about basically how that comes to play on the indie scene and how it comes to play if you're working for a big promotion and somebody else is kind of, if you have creative behind you or whatever. But, these days, there aren't really very many good heels. And what I mean, a lot of times when I say heels, I think people, especially younger guys, they misunderstand what I'm saying. Being a good heel doesn't, necessarily mean cussing them, the fans out in the first row. That doesn't make you a good heel. Certain things identify me as a heel, especially when you're telling a story. Remember, guys, and I had this in the storytelling episode, it's our job to paint a picture. This is an athletic contest between two guys, and we're selling this usually cold to an audience. I mean, it's an audience that usually doesn't know you and doesn't know your opponent, so you're starting from scratch. And to tell this story in a traditional sense, I mean, like I said, we don't have creative and you don't have months of TV behind you. You got to pretty much say, hey, what's the easiest way to connect with these fans and how do I do that? So, in being a heel, there's so much more to it than, like I said, than the cocky attitude and the yelling and the screaming and and the cussing out of fans. I mean, if you go back and really, watch some of the old school heels, some of the most successful heels, it was the way they tore somebody apart in the ring. It was the way, they did low down dirty things. It was if the babyface happened to hurt his knee in the process of doing a move, he would just get right, put that ref out of the way and just go to work on it. And it's a ruthfulness. It's a way to express yourself in your work. It's the way you pick somebody up. It's the way you execute the moves. And if you do stuff in between or then react to the crowd, it's a bit different. I mean, it's cheating to win. I haven't seen a real heel cheat to win. I mean, really cheat to win, not just pulling tights and, the corny cliche stuff. I mean, really being a heel. I'm telling you, man, there is money in heels, and if you do it properly, it could be one of the most rewarding things, in the business. I mean, I'm so fortunate that I got to come up and play the Just Incredible character at a time in wrestling where heels were still heels. And it was actually the time where there was a lot of gray. It was that Stone Cold Steve Austin era where, everybody was a tweener, you know what I mean? And fans kind of just cheered for who they liked. And which is still a little bit like that now, but when you have a cold environment, when you have fans who've never seen you before, and nowadays, guys, let's face it, I mean, we may think the promotions we're working for, we have a built-in fan base, but it's usually 150 to 200 fans on a good night coming in, have no idea who we are. They don't have any idea who I am a lot of the times. They're just there to see wrestling. And it's our job to come in and really, I mean, that's actually fun if you think about it, to really create and to just project that character and to be that character. I mean, guys, if you're going to be a heel, be a heel. I mean, so, bootlaces across the eyes and really be ruthless and think about it, get involved in it. That's how you get real heat. And now to switch it about baby faces. I haven't, in this day and age, everybody works strong style. I mean, I'll go to so many shows and guys work harder today than they ever have. There's no doubt about it. I'm not discrediting anybody out there. I mean, you go to a Ring of Honor show, you go to any of these other shows up in the Northeast especially, you got guys bumping their asses off, hitting each other hard, and really trying to get the best match across and to entertain the fans as much as possible. But, as I said before in a previous episode too, to be a babyface means, to basically be a hero, to be the guy who's fighting from underneath. When all the odds are against you, and you've been getting your ass handed to you the entire match from the heel who just cheated to get that advantage on you, then that's when the fans come up. And another thing too is a lot of fans today, or I should say a lot of the wrestlers today, I don't really think fans can tell the difference when it's applied right, but we're so busy about worrying about, doing things at 1,000,000 miles an hour, fans can't register. what a concept if you actually work to hold. And I'm not just talking about sitting there and grabbing a chin lock. I know that's passe, that's old school, that'll never come back. But if you work on a submission, I mean, legitimately work at it, slow them down. Fans see guys ping-ponging each other for 15 minutes. They can't get, they need a break too. They need to focus in. And when they finally do, that's when the cheers start to come. They've seen this babyface get beat down, get, basically cheated by this guy who's finally making a little bit of a comeback. And I think it's the heel's responsibility to be up and to feed. There's still, to this day, man, I couldn't tell you, because a lot of times when I work for indies, they want me to work babyface, which I don't mind. But I mean, so many times you're literally in the ring telling guys, get up, because a comeback is when they have to be there for you. Any good heel is right there for you, bumping and feeding, bumping and feeding. And as a babyface, I'm not telling you got to be Ricky Morton or Hulk Hogan or that white meat Brian Pillman babyface and get fired up. But damn it, man, show some emotion and say, look, dude, you just kicked my ass. I'm coming, and I'm coming hard. And the reaction should be, a lot better than the typical, babyface comeback. So if you're going to be a heel, guys, be the biggest SOB on the planet. I mean, really, commit to being a heel. And if you're going to be a babyface, be that underneath, I'm trying everything, and then when you finally come back, you are Superman babyface. And, I think you'll have a lot of success. I mean, to me, that's formula for pro wrestling. And good guy, bad guy always tends to get a reaction, especially with fans that are seeing wrestling and seeing you guys for the first time. That's just incredible, and that's Pro Wrestling 101.